What's happening, all you mentees? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, and today I'm going to be doing an overview of the Invisible Kingdom Library Edition from Dark Horse Comics. So, join me. And welcome back, everybody. Before going any further, I just want to remind everyone to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. If you're enjoying these type of videos, we put out videos every day, and thank you to all of our subscribers, our viewers, our patrons. Seriously, could not be doing this without you all. Alright, here we have Invisible Kingdom from Dark Horse Comics. This is the Library Edition. And thank you so much to the kind folks at Dark Horse for sending us a copy of this Library Edition. Now, a few years ago, I did an overview of the trade paperback version of this book. And the trade paperback was really unique. I like how thick it was. It came with these French flaps. So that was really unique. But as soon as I heard that this was going to be made into a library edition, a big deluxe type of book, I was like, oh man, I cannot wait to see Christian Ward's artwork in this type of paper. So let's take a closer look at this, what we're looking at here. So we have Invisible Kingdom with a brand new cover by Christian Ward. And man, do I just get Studio Ghibli vibes from this. Seriously. But then again, I got that from the very first book right there, the trade. Here is what the spine looks like, Invisible Kingdom, and separating the creators down here, Willow Wilson, Christian Ward, and Burger Books. That's a nice combination down there. The Dark Horse logo up here, and little blurbs about it from creators like Saladin Ahmed and Kelly Sue DeConnick. A little bit of the synopsis as to what this is, the retail price, the ISBN, and Burger Books. Berger, for the people that don't know who that is Karen Berger. Vertigo. That's right. And now she's over at Dark Horse with her own little universe of books. And granted, they're not in a connecting universe, but it's always a nice stamp to see on a book. But underneath the dust jacket, we have this beautiful, simple image of both of the main characters there. Invisible Kingdom, just written out in big, bold letters. And then Burger Books logo down there. So that is all you see there. And again, the comparison really quick to the trade paperback to kind of give you an idea of the size of this book. It is a library edition, so it's the same size as those Mike Mignola Hellboy books, or the Goon library editions, or Harrow County, books like that Dark Horse has released. And some of them do have dust jackets and others don't. Speaking of dust jackets, I keep meaning to show this. So this kind of gives you a little bit of synopsis as to what the book's about. And the creator, Sal Cipriano, of course, being the letterer of the book, which plays an important part in this particular story. I don't think I focus enough on letters. I focus a lot on writers and pencilers, inkers, and colorists, but I don't give enough love to the letterers. All right, let's crack this open. We'll talk a little bit about what the story is, show off this artwork, and show you why I meant, like, oh, I can't wait to see this in blown up format. Alright, so cracking the book open, here's what the end paper looks like, or the end pages there. Invisible Kingdom. Writer Willow Wilson, the artist is Christian Ward, Sal Cipriano doing the lettering, and here's the editors, of course, during the time of the book, and then the designer of the book right down there. And, of course, the dedications. I love these. Sometimes they're personal, sometimes they're funny, but I love looking at those. Here's the cover to issue 1, or also the trade paperback. This is what the colors look like, and just, oh my gosh. Whenever I saw the names Christian Ward and Willow Wilson, I was like, okay, obviously this is going to be something unique, because you also have Karen Berger in there, and all three of these names, I've enjoyed their work. Willow Wilson, she was the lady that wrote Miss Marvel. She co-created Miss Marvel over at Marvel Comics, and Christian Ward did the artwork on Black Bolt, the book that I put in my top 10 standalone graphic novels this year. So I was excited when this came out. I got the first trade paperback, and I was, and then you throw Karen's name in there, and I was sure in for a ride. And that's what it felt like. It definitely had a lot of things going on for it. So Pretty much, this is out in the galaxy somewhere far, far away. You don't really need to know where this is. We do have humanoid-like beings. They're bipedal beings, but they act a lot more human than their alien selves. So we meet the character of Vess right here. And both of these stories are being told at the same time. That's what I like about it. So Vess is taking a vow. She's going on a journey to become a nun of the Renunciation. And that is nun spelled None. But they're basically nuns like we know them here on Earth. Now, it has deep beliefs in this invisible kingdom, and she has just gotten rid of her, I almost said earthly possessions because that's how close these characters are. But she has gotten rid of her possessions and has left her family behind, knowing that she will never see them again, to join the Renunciation and become a nun. Now, we meet Grix at the very beginning. She's a pilot of this freighter ship, working for a company called Lux. And Lux is kind of like your Apple, Amazon, your big delivery service that gets you things immediately to your house. Come in big boxes. As a matter of fact, I just had to open up a bunch of Amazon boxes for Christmas. Part of the Lux Corporation myself. All right. So their worlds are about to come together. Now, in the first couple of issues, we don't see their worlds coming together. Yeah, we kind of get the feeling that somehow they're going to meet. Now, Grix isn't alone, because I said that she owns this ship. It's called the Sundog, and she has a crew. And she has her little brother, whose name is Wrath. Unfortunately, her parents couldn't take care of both of them, so now she's in charge of Wrath. And there's something going on there, too. And it's pretty interesting about, the rights that she has to her kid brother. There's also Zester, I think I'm pronouncing that right, who is your operations manager, who kind of oversees things that they're carrying on the ship. And that's pretty much who she calls out to. Oh, Zether, sorry about that. When she finds something going on with the latest cargo they are taking. And there's also Krav, who's the engineer of the ship. Now, along with everybody on the ship, on the Sundog, I love that name, by the way, is Elaine, who is a corporate liaison for Lux. And she works for the company, but you can tell that Elaine and Grix have had a past together, that they've had some kind of relationship before, and which makes things interesting when it all goes to hell. So that's one thing. That's one part of the story. Grix and her crew find that they've been carrying empty boxes, and somehow the payments are going through in this hidden account. They weren't supposed to see these things. They weren't supposed to see these hidden items or these empty boxes. They were just supposed to take the cargo, leave it in a location. But now they came across this. So they know that they're in it. They're in for it now. And then we have the character again of Vess, who is becoming a nun. I love the fact that they give him a veil and everything, just so they can stop seeing the world and eventually blinding them. And she's under the, what is her name? Proxima. Sister Proxima, I believe. Mother Proxima, sorry. Mother Proxima immediately puts her into a job. She puts her in charge of the money, the transfers, and everything going on into the church. So it goes pretty quick. Vess finds out that there's some encrypted data coming in from Lux. So money from Lux is going into the Invisible Kingdom. It's going into the church. So now she's kind of come at a path, like what does she do? Because she left her family. This is really cool. Because in the second issue, and this is just the premise, by the way. This is 15 issues. I'm just going to give you a little bit of the premise of how these stories come together. But in the second issue, we get to see a flashback of her family, like her father and her mother pleading for her to stay because she's a down. And a down in her race is the equivalent to the female of her race, that she's able to have children, and there's something going on with her race. They're about to become extinct. But she says, I'm sorry, Father. This is what I've been called to do. So she's following the sign, a greater sign. She's putting away everything, including the possible extinction of her race, to go and be a nun. So I thought that was a really interesting character for her. Like, she's a lot different than Grix. Grix is like, so maybe it was Maddie that described her as like your lesbian Han Solo. But I think that's not a fair comparison. Han Solo's a lot smoother and sometimes can be quite suave. Grix isn't really like that. She has a lot of temperament issues, which I enjoy, which gets them out of trouble. But as you can see, both of their worlds come together because they're both coming with this whole thing that, the money is being laundering. Somebody in the Invisible Kingdom and Lux has made some kind of deal. And what does it mean? Because these are the two biggest factions that are driving this planet. You have the church and you have this Amazon type of business. Yes, it's something that we've seen over and over again. And yes, we've even seen it out in space before or in alternate realities. But the biggest push for me here is, holy crap, this artwork by Christian Ward. Supplying the pencils, the inks, and the freaking colors. These beautiful painted backgrounds and spaceship designs. Just, holy crap, it's amazing. While, the alien race is kind of bland compared to everything else, like the spaceships and the backgrounds and the settings and things like that. But oh my gosh, it just blew me away. Like, you look at that background, there's so much detail going on. So many beautiful, vibrant colors. And man, it's what got me to keep reading it. And the book remains like that. Sometimes it felt a little bit rushed, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes things just happened that didn't make any sense or I didn't see coming. Not twist, really, but things happening for absolutely no reason, and that's all I will say. It's not much of a review of the book. It's an overview of the actual book. But this is the type of artwork you're going to be seeing in here. The flow of the panels are easy to follow. Sometimes the faces look a little rough, depending on how close-ups or the angles that the faces are drawn in. But, when you got splash pages like this, not really too focused on this. Not bad at all, of course. Now, the book has 416 pages, retails for $49.99. Let's look at the extras together. So here's a Welcome to the Invisible Kingdom. This is by G. Willow Wilson, and some character designs back here. Now, when both of these characters get together to take down the Invisible Kingdom and Lux, are they successful? All I can say is one way to find out. There was an old reader, new reader by Wonder Maddie if you want to check that out. And this is the pitch. I love when people write the pitch because it always makes me curious, like how somebody writes a pitch to a comic company. So if you ever want to write a pitch to a comic book company, whether it's Image or Dark Horse or whomever, take some notes from back here. I'm not saying that they're going to read the whole thing, but if it's coming from somebody that has already had a successful run at Marvel Comics, then they might take notice of the pitch. Here's some layouts. It is nice to see the progression of the artwork, or the art process, I'm sorry. And then we have the Invisible Kingdom cover gallery, which we did have in between the chapters. I'm sure you probably noticed. Well, I pointed out the first issue, but you do have them in between the chapters, but they are cut off. Here you have the full splash page, well, with a border around it. Now, I'm not going to show anything past issue 7, because that might spoil some things. So that's the last one I'll show. All the way in the back, we have just the copyrighted stuff. All 15 issues, the covers are there. Let's take a look at the binding, though. And the most important thing I didn't even point out! How could I not? You all know how I love me some ribbons. Free ribbon. Keep as a bookmark. So nice. Alright, the binding. It is sewn binding, and of course the spine is flat. I don't think Dark Horse has had really any curved spines, but that's what it looks like. The book lays over really, really nice, whether you're reading it towards the front or the back of the book. Here, let's look at the... There we go. And it has this thick, glossy paper that we've come accustomed to with these deluxe editions or library editions. But that, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing this book, don't forget to check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget, the CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, the page count, and build of this library edition. Let me know in the comments down below if you are picking this up, if you've read it already in single issues or in trade paperback format, if you're going to upgrade, what you thought of the story if you did read it, if you finished it, if you just stuck with the first arc. I would love to know all those comments down below. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications to let you know when our videos are going live. Everyone, stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.